Do you censure her? Do you expel her? Do you use a secret Jewish space laser to distract her like a cat?
CrossFit gym owner who has had a few roles at her father's construction company, but really has no political background.
Because here's my question. If you were secretly starting a forest fire, why would you use a space laser when you could just use, I don't know, matches?
Did you know there's a congresswoman who thinks California wildfires were caused by Jewish space lasers? No, seriously, we're not making this up. Marjorie Taylor Greene's beliefs are so out there, they make flat earthers look like Nobel Prize winners. Trevor Noah's got the scoop on how this human conspiracy theory generator ended up in Congress. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. So you thought Marjorie Taylor Greene was just your average gym rat, huh? Well, grab your protein shake because this story's about to get as wild as a CrossFit workout on steroids.
And in life, she represents some views right outside of reality. Marjorie Taylor Greene came to Washington calling for executions, and a few weeks later, she's already settling for impeachment?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she won her House race for a district in Northwest Georgia. She has, in the past, promoted the QAnon conspiracy theories.
Our girl MTG used to be all about those gains, running a gym and living that CrossFit life. But apparently, she decided bicep curls weren't cutting it anymore. Nope, she wanted to flex her political muscles instead. Now, most people would think, hey, maybe I should learn about policy or something before jumping into politics. But not our CrossFit queen. She figured, why bother with boring stuff like facts when you can just yell really loud? It's like she traded her workout routine for a conspiracy theory marathon. And get this, it actually worked. In the political version of Survivor, MTG played the game of who can say the craziest thing, and won big time. It's like she took the idea of political spin and turned it into a full-on CrossFit WOD, workout of delusion.
Q is in the House of Representatives! While Congress tries to decide what to do with her, she's out there getting stuff done herself.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is.
But here's the kicker. Her constituents loved it. They gobbled up her wild ideas like they were post-workout protein bars. It's as if in her neck of the woods, being bonkers is a badge of honor. Who needs a PhD when you can have a degree in QAnon studies, right? So how did this fitness fanatic end up in Congress? Simple.
Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is hardly the first member of Congress to hold some out-there beliefs. Do you censure her? Do you expel her? Do you use a secret Jewish space laser to distract her like a cat? How are you going to be in the government and believe that the government is full of Satan-worshipping sex predators?
She was the loudest, most outrageous candidate in a field more crowded than a January 1st gym. It's like political natural selection, but instead of survival of the fittest, it's survival of the loudest. In MTG's world, the person who can bench, press the most conspiracy theories, wins.
I mean, it must be exhausting to be walking around the halls of Congress, just constantly opening doors like, aha! No. Just a supply closet. So now that all these death threats and conspiracy theories have come to light, Congress is trying to figure out how to deal with Greene. And it's not just QAnon. In fact, it seems like Greene has a conspiracy theory for every letter of the alphabet.
And boy, did she win. She traded in her gym shoes for congressional flats faster than you can say Jewish space lasers. It's like she took the CrossFit motto of constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity and applied it to spouting nonsense. All right, folks, remember when we thought Jewish space lasers were the peak of crazy? Oh, sweet summer child. Marjorie Taylor Greene's conspiracy theories are like a never-ending game of hold my beer with reality. And the worst part? This isn't some random internet troll we're talking about. It's a sitting member of Congress. Yikes on bikes. Let's take a stroll through the MTG Hall of Fame, shall we?
RBG has a body double. Hillary Clinton has a body double. This one makes it sound like everyone has their own body double. Okay, no guys, I'm sorry, but calls for a violent revolution just don't have the same weight when you're streaming it from your hotel room. A hardcore Trump supporter. And yeah, she sometimes sounded like a crazy person, but only in a comforting, familiar with.
First stop, Satan-worshipping politicians. Because apparently regular old corruption just isn't spicy enough for our girl Marjorie. She's out here thinking the halls of Congress are basically a satanic book club. What's next? Sacrificial intern rituals in the Capitol basement. But wait, there's more. Our conspiracy queen isn't content with just one bonkers belief. She's got more far-out ideas than a sci-fi convention on acid.
CrossFit gym owner who has had a few roles at her father's construction company, but really has no political background.
Greene was rallying the troops even before November 2020. And by the way, everyone's freaking out about Greene's QAnon beliefs, but if you ask me, the scarier cult she's involved in is CrossFit.
From 9/11 truth or nonsense to thinking California wildfires were caused by space lasers, MTG's brain seems to be running on premium grade tinfoil. Now, you might think that facing criticism would make her pump the brakes on the crazy train, but nope. Our girl Marjorie doubles down faster than you can say QAnon. It's like she took a master class in how to make her fellow Republicans squirm. Every time they try to distance themselves from her claims, she cranks up the volume on her conspiracy megaphone.
Aside from the cult stuff, a lot of Greene's beliefs are pretty typical for today's Republicans. That's who Marjorie Taylor Greene was before she started threatening to kill Democrats. And her calls for violence are nothing new. But she also has a little extra something that makes the far right love her even more.
But here's where things get really wild. Remember when political stunts used to be, I don't know, kissing babies or eating local delicacies? Well, MTG decided to level up. Picture this, a prayer session with a convicted January 6th rioter in a fake jail cell at CPAC. I mean, talk about commitment to the bit. It's like she's trying to turn politics into some weird performance art piece. Maybe she's gunning for a Tony Award along with her House seat?
Because here's my question. If you were secretly starting a forest fire, why would you use a space laser when you could just use, I don't know, matches? Congresswoman for everyone. Whether you hate Jews, blacks, Muslims, or filthy Canadians, I'm on your side. It's such a waste of a Jewish space laser. It's like using the Death Star to make s'mores.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This is all just harmless entertainment, right? Wrong-o, buckaroo. Experts are warning that MTG's conspiracy theory palooza isn't just a fun sideshow. It's actively chipping away at people's trust in the government. It's like she's taken a sledgehammer to the foundations of our political institutions and is calling it remodeling.
It is impressive that Greene has some wild racist theory for every group. I mean, no wonder she got elected. And honestly, guys, if you're anti-Semitic, this is a weird way to try and get people on your side.
All right, folks, let's wrap this up like a burrito of bonkers beliefs. Our girl MTG's journey from pumping iron to pumping out conspiracy theories is like a bizarre workout plan for democracy. But here's the real head scratcher. How did someone who thinks Jewish space lasers are a thing end up in Congress? It's like electing a flat earther to NASA. But hey, we can't just sit here scratching our heads. Experts say we need to flex our critical thinking muscles and pump up our media literacy to fight this misinformation madness. It's time to spot those fake news biceps from a mile away and curl some truth dumbbells. Remember, in the gym of democracy, we all need to do our reps. Stay informed, stay engaged, and maybe skip the space laser theories. After all, the only thing we should be obliterating is ignorance, not each other. Now that's a workout plan we can all get behind.